Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session, AI and ML in Digital Forensics, the Future of Forensic Investigations. This is the fifth and the last session of our CHFI series with Bennie Cleveland. I'm Kainaz Baria, and I'll be your host for the day. If you've missed the first 4 sessions of the CHFI series, you can find the link to watch them shared in the chat section. Before we get started, we would like to go over a few house rules. For our attendees, the session will be in listen-only mode and will last for an hour, out of which the last 15 minutes will be dedicated to Q&A. Now about our speaker, Bennie L. Cleveland. Bennie is a distinguished cybersecurity leader with over 2 decades of experience in cyber incident management, enterprise security, and risk management, holding certifications such as CHFI, CISO, CISM, CISA, CRISC, and CIPM. Bennie has demonstrated experimental leadership in incident response, forensics, and threat intelligence. Currently serving as the AVP of Cyber Incident Management at Chubb, he specializes in identifying high-risk vulnerabilities and mitigating ransomware. Bennie has a proven track record of accelerating incident resolution and enhancing business continuity. He is also a cybersecurity adjunct at the Valley Forge Military Academy and College, where he teaches digital forensics. His strategic oversight ensures robust compliance and comprehensive security measures. So without any further delay, I would like to hand over the session to you, Bennie.
Thank you. To say good morning, good evening, everybody, depending on where you are dialing in from. Let me just get this set up here. There we go. All right, there we go. So again, thank you, Kainaz, for the warm intro. I am Bennie L. Cleveland. I'm honored to discuss, depending on where you're dialing in from, the transformative role of AI and machine learning in digital forensics today. I come to you with over 20 years of experience in incident response, risk management, compliance, and digital forensics, where I've led forensic investigations for Fortune 50, 100, and 500 companies across industries like pharmaceuticals, insurance, and IT security. Now, I specialize in navigating complex cybersecurity threats while ensuring compliance with GDPR, HIPAA, NIST, PCI DSS, SOX, and CCPA. Initially, I hold multiple certifications. One is the CISO, the ethical hacker, and the computing hacking forensic investigator, which is what we'll be highlighting today. So, welcome again, everybody. Today we'll be exploring how AI and machine learning are reshaping the digital forensics landscape, how they strengthen investigations, and how it overall enhances cybersecurity. But to fully understand this transformation, let's begin by setting the stage by reviewing some of the topics that we'll be covering in today's session. And so first, we'll be talking about the overview of AI, machine learning, and digital forensics. We must first recognize the evolving threat landscape. We have to understand how AI is advancing and how AI is helping cyber criminals in their tactics, making it extremely essential to understand the new and advanced tools attackers are actually leveraging. We then will get into the emerging cyber threats and the advancing tools that attackers are actually using. Building on that, we'll take a closer look at how AI-driven cyber threats, deepfakes, adversarial AI, and phishing automation threats are rapidly growing in our very sophisticated landscape. We then will kind of shift gears to the AI-driven cyber threats. We will then talk about the traditional versus the AI-driven forensics. We'll get into the AI and automated evidence collection. We'll talk about how machine learning for data analysis works. And then we'll kind of shift gears into the AI and cyber forensics. And we'll get into the AI-powered cybersecurity investigations. What does that really mean? All right, so despite these advancements, we'll get into the AI-powered DFIR solutions. And then we'll talk about the key challenges of AI and machine learning in digital forensics. We will then talk about the role of human expertise in ethical AI, and we will then kind of conclude with the future trends and innovations in cyber forensics. All right, so that's kind of the stage. We have a pretty fun-packed session today, so there's a lot of material. So without further ado, let's get started. Cyber crime today is more advanced than ever before. Attackers are no longer just individuals sitting behind a screen hacking into systems. They are using sophisticated AI and machine learning to automate attacks, evade detection, and scale their operations. The question becomes, are forensic teams keeping up? Let's explore how digital threat landscape is evolving and why forensic investigations must evolve within it. First, obviously we've all seen the headlines, right? Ransomware shutting down hospitals. We have deepfake technology being used for fraud. We have AI-powered scams targeting corporations. Cyber criminals are consistently developing new ways to breach security and exploit weaknesses. Now, these aren't just isolated incidents. They represent a fundamental shift into how cyber threats operate, becoming faster, smarter, and harder to detect. But cyber criminals aren't just working harder, they're working smarter. They're using AI-driven tools to make their attacks more effective. And so today's attackers aren't just relying on outdated methods, they're actually using AI to scale their operations. Machine learning algorithms are being leveraged to crack passwords, bypass security systems, and automate social engineering attacks. AI-powered malware can now adapt in real time to avoid detection by antivirus software. The same technology we use to defend against threats is now being repurposed to make attacks more efficient. And so if attackers are now adapting to AI automation, what does that mean for our forensic investigators? Well, it means that we need to stay informed and adapt. If we don't stay informed about the latest threats, we can't defend against them. Traditional forensic techniques that worked 5 years ago may not be as effective as we have seen today. Understanding how AI-driven threats is no longer optional. It is essential. We need to develop our new response and mitigation strategies that align with the fast-paced evolution of cybercrime. And so that's where we are at with our forensic technologies, right? We must embrace AI and machine learning in our forensic investigations if we want to keep pace with the digital threat landscape. And that's where forensic technologies actually come into play. We must embrace AI and machine learning in our forensic investigations if we want to keep pace with the digital threat landscape. And so what does that typically mean, right? We need to adopt, right? We need to advance, right? Forensic investigators are already integrating AI-driven tools into their workflows. Machine learning can now sift through massive data sets, identify anomalies, and detect patterns that humans might miss. AI-powered evidence collection tools automate the tedious process of gathering and sorting digital evidence. By leveraging AI, forensic teams can now respond to cyber incidents faster with greater accuracy and greater efficiency. And so as the digital threat landscape continues to evolve, forensic investigators must adapt, right? AI and machine learning are not just tools for attackers, but they're powered for all of us to use and to understand. Now, as we move into a transforming process, AI is transforming cyber threats, making it more deceptive and harder to detect. And so obviously one of the first components here, let me just move this out the way here. There we go. Is deepfakes. Now, this is what we call AI-generated deepfakes, right? Deepfakes are used within AI to create fake videos, images, and voices. This enables identity fraud and misinformation. Now, attackers impersonate executives to approve fraudulent transactions or spread disinformation. The intention here is that data here shows synthetic identity fraud, which is it's a growing global concern. And so beyond deception, attackers are also using AI to evade detection completely and entirely. Hackers also train AI to manipulate forensic detection systems. And they do that by tricking security models into ignoring malware or false identities. This makes cyber attacks more effective and harder to trace. Another major AI threat is phishing, now more advanced than ever. And so now AI enables personalized phishing attacks by mimicking writing styles and analyzing user behavior. This entails emails and messagings that appear more convincing, increasing the success of scams and credential theft. However, AI just isn't improving cyber attacks. It's also accelerating the overall evolution of threats. So cybercrime has evolved from simple hacks to AI-driven attacks. Organized cyber criminals now leverage AI to automate fraud, ransomware, and large-scale deception, increasing both impact and frequency. And so if attackers are now using AI, forensic investigators must do the same. So now let's explore how AI is revolutionizing digital forensics. Digital forensics has traditionally been a manual and time-intensive process, requiring human experts to analyze vast amounts of data. However, with the rise of AI, machine learning, forensic investigators are becoming faster, right? More accurate, more efficient. Let's compare some of the limitations of traditional forensic methods with the advantages of AI-driven solutions. So traditional forensic relies heavily on human expertise to collect, to analyze, and interpret digital evidence. This process can be slow and resource intensive, often taking days or even weeks to process large data sets. Investigators manually sift through logs, files, and network data to identify key evidence. One major challenge with manual forensics is human error, which can dramatically impact investigations. And so no matter how skilled an investigator is, manual processes are susceptible to mistakes, overlooking critical evidence, misinterpreting data, or missing connections between desperate pieces of information, which can compromise the accuracy of the investigation. As data volumes grow, the risk of human error increases. This is where AI-driven forensics changes the game by automating and enhancing forensic workflows. AI and machine learning can process large amounts of data at speeds no human could possibly match. These technologies can automatically detect anomalies, correct evidence across multiple sources, and highlight patterns that may indicate cybercrime. This speeds up investigations and allows forensic teams to focus on decision-making rather than data processing. Beyond speed, AI also improves the accuracy and the reliability of forensic investigations. And so AI-powered forensic tools provide a higher level of accuracy by reducing human error. By analyzing vast data sets, machine learning models can detect subtle patterns and identify suspicious activity and generate reliable forensic insights. This makes AI-driven forensics more precise and data-driven. And perhaps most importantly, AI-driven forensics helps us stay ahead of cyber criminals who are also leveraging AI altogether. And so cyber criminals are already using AI to launch sophisticated attacks, automate phishing scams, and evade detection altogether. To keep pace, forensic investigators must adopt a AI-powered tool that can enhance threat detection, automate evidence collection, and improve security resiliency. So while traditional forensics plays a human role or a critical role, AI-driven forensic solutions are essential for modern investigations. So now let's explore how AI is specifically used in automated evidence collection. Here. Digital forensics is about gathering and analyzing evidence, as we all know, but traditional methods are often slow and prone to human error. AI is changing this by automating evidence collection, making investigations faster and more efficient. So typically the first step is, how do we automate the data gathering process? And so forensic investigations require collecting data from multiple sources, network traffic, system logs, cloud storage, and endpoint devices. AI-powered tools can automate this process, reducing the time it takes to gather critical evidence. So instead of manually sorting through data, AI can quickly scan, extract, and categorize all relevant digital artifacts, allowing the investigators to focus on the analysis rather than just collection. But gathering data is just the first step. What makes AI even more powerful is how it improves the efficiency of evidence collection. And so AI doesn't just gather the data, it structures and organizes it for easier analytics. Machine learning models can extract patterns, correlate the events, and highlight anomalies in real time. This reduces the manual workload for forensic experts and allows them to focus on interpreting the findings rather than just sifting through the massive data sets. And perhaps most importantly, AI reduces the risk of missing crucial evidence, ensuring a more thorough investigation. One of the biggest challenges in digital forensics is ensuring that no key evidence is overlooked. Traditional methods rely on human expertise, which can sometimes miss subtle connections. And so AI-driven forensics minimizes this risk by detecting hidden patterns, correlating the fragmented data, and ensuring a more comprehensive investigation. Now, this improves accuracy, and it also strengthens the forensic conclusions. And so with AI automating the evidence collection, forensic teams can now work more efficiently and more effectively. But once the data is gathered, how do we analyze it? Once we collected the data, the next challenge is making sense of it, right? With massive amount of digital evidence available in forensic investigations, manually analyzing data is slow and so inefficient. This is where machine learning comes in, allowing us to detect patterns, anomalies, and cyber threats in real time. Now, we do this by data analysis. And this is where machine learning algorithms can process vast amounts of data quickly, recognizing relationships that might not be obvious to a human analyst. But by automating forensic data analysis, AI can now correlate the evidence, detect the patterns, and classify data far more efficiently than traditional methods. One of the most powerful applications of machine learning in forensics is anomaly detection, which helps pinpoint suspicious activity. Machine learning models excel at identifying unusual patterns and deviations in data sets. Whether it's detecting irregular user behavior, unauthorized system access, or subtle traces of malware activity, anomaly detection enables investigators to catch potential cyber threats faster and also with greater accuracy than ever before. Beyond detecting anomalies, machine learning also strengthens threat intelligence, helping organizations stay ahead of the cyber criminals. AI-powered threat intelligence platforms can also analyze security incidents in real time, recognize recurring attack patterns, and even predict potential threats before they actually occur. By integrating machine learning-driven intelligence, forensic teams can proactively counter cyber attacks rather than just reacting to them after the fact. And so while machine learning is critical for identifying cyber threats, it also plays a major role in cybersecurity defense. Machine learning is transforming cybersecurity by automating threat detection and response by detecting phishing attempts, malware infections, and network intrusions before they cause damage. By continuously learning from these new attack patterns, AI-driven cybersecurity solutions can help organizations stay resilient against ever-evolving cyber threats. Machine learning is revolutionizing forensic analysis, helping us detect patterns, identify anomalies, and strengthen cybersecurity. As cyber threats evolve, so must our investigative techniques. AI is reshaping digital forensics by making investigations faster, more accurate, and more automated. Traditional forensic methods require painstaking manual reviews of vast digital records, often making the process slow and extremely labor-intensive. AI-driven forensic solutions automate evidence gathering and interpretation, surfacing patterns and anomalies that might otherwise go unnoticed. This approach drastically improves efficiency and insight in digital investigations. However, one of AI's most transformative capabilities in forensics is the ability to process massive data sets at the speeds far beyond human capacity. Cyber incidents generate overwhelming amounts of data, making timely analysis a challenge. AI-powered forensic tools can rapidly sift through and categorize critical evidence, cutting down the analysis time from days or weeks to mere minutes. This acceleration ensures faster responses and more proactive investigative measures. However, AI's impact goes just beyond speed. It also enhances precision and the reliability of a forensic analysis. AI-driven technology can cover subtle inconsistencies and hidden correlations within forensic data that may typically go undetected by human analysis. By evaluating the timestamps, user behaviors, from dark web listings to attack reports, helping analysts identify the indicators of compromise before an attack, is actually launched. AI-powered threat intelligence platforms analyze threat actor behavior, hacking forums, and real-time cybersecurity feeds to predict and prevent cyber attacks. But with so much incoming security data, how do security teams prioritize the most urgent threats? AI helps with the incident triage process. Security operations centers, or SOCs, are flooded with thousands of security alerts daily. AI can filter, categorize, and prioritize these alerts by allowing security teams to focus on the most critical threats first. This saves valuable time and resources, ensuring that organizations respond to real threats and not false alarms. As cyber threats continue to evolve, AI-driven cybersecurity investigations are helping organizations stay ahead of the attacker. We've explored how AI is transforming cybersecurity threats, but what does that look like in practice, right? Leading AI-powered DFIR solutions are helping security teams detect, investigate, and respond to cyber threats in real time. Let's take a look at some of the many tools that are out there in the industry today. The first tool that we have is Darktrace. I'm sure if you guys have been on LinkedIn or you've been on social media, you probably have seen some of these vendors, but Darktrace uses AI to provide autonomous cyber defense. It continuously monitors network traffic, it detects anomalies, and it responds to cyber threats in real time, allowing security teams to act before a breach actually occurs. While Darktrace focuses on AI-driven threat detection, we have Vectra is a proactive approach to attack prevention. Now, Vectra AI's platform specializes in threat hunting and attack detection across cloud, network, and endpoint environments. By leveraging machine learning, it identifies the hidden cyber threats before they actually escalate. Another key player in AI powered forensics is IBM QRadar, which basically automates the forensic analysis by using AI to correlate security logs, detect suspicious patterns, and recommend response actions. It significantly reduces the time an analyst spends to investigate a threat. We also have Exabeam. Exabeam is a behavior-based security analytic platform that detects insider threats and advanced persistent threats. It uses AI to profile user behavior, helping identify deviations that indicate potential cyber threats. We also have forensics, Magnetic Forensics, one of my favorite tools. And this is basically Magnetic Forensics uses AI for digital evidence and extraction for their analysis. It automates the recovery of forensic data from devices, cloud storage, and encrypted sources, and making investigations faster and more comprehensive. And last, we have Splunk for AI. Now, Splunk leverages machine learning to process security logs, detect anomalies, and automate the incident response process. It's widely used for security information and event management systems, providing real-time insights into cyber threats. And so, again, there's many others, but these AI-powered DFIR tools are helping organizations stay ahead of the cyber threats by automating detection, investigation, and response. Next, we'll be discussing some of the challenges and ethical concerns using these tools within AI forensics. And so far, up to this point, we've explored how AI and machine learning are transforming forensic investigations, enabling faster and more precise analysis. However, like any disruptive technology, they introduce new challenges, from privacy issues to adversarial AI tactics. Forensic professionals must be prepared to navigate these complexities. Let's examine some of these critical obstacles that need to be addressed. The first is, how do we safeguard data privacy, right? And so AI-driven forensic tools rely vastly on amounts of sensitive information, and that includes network logs, user metadata, and personal data to function effectively. The challenge lies in ensuring investigations are conducted ethically, transparently, and in compliance with privacy regulations such as GDPR and CCPA. Without stringent safeguards, AI-powered forensics risks overstepping legal and ethical boundaries, potentially leading to unintended data misuse. Beyond privacy concerns, another major issue is ensuring AI models remain fair and unbiased. AI models are only as reliable as the data that they're trained on. And so if forensic AI systems are built on a biased or incomplete data set, they risk generating skewed or misleading results. For instance, an AI tool might disproportionately flag certain digital behaviors as suspicious due to bias in its training data, leading to false accusations or overlooked threats. The key to minimizing bias lies in diversifying training, data sets, and continuously auditing forensic AI algorithms for fairness. But even more advanced AI models require human oversight, highlighting the growing need for skilled professionals in forensic investigations. AI is a powerful tool, but it's not a standalone solution. To ensure AI-powered forensic investigations are accurate and effective, skilled professionals must bridge the gap between forensic science and machine learning. Without proper expertise, AI-generated insights could be misinterpreted or misapplied, leading to flawed conclusions. Investing in specialized training or having interwork collaboration and ongoing education is essential for forensic experts to leverage AI effectively. Now, even with skilled professionals, AI still faces a major challenge. What happens when cyber criminals manipulate AI itself? Cyber criminals are already leveraging adversarial AI techniques to manipulate forensic investigations. However, AI models can be deceived into misclassifying malware, overlooking critical evidence, or even fabricating misleading data. This not only allows the attackers to evade detection, but also has the potential to disrupt or distort forensic findings. To counteract these threats, forensic AI systems must undergo continuous testing and be designed with built-in defenses against adversarial manipulation. So addressing these challenges isn't optional. It is a strict imperative for the integrity of all AI-driven forensic systems. Ensuring ethical AI development, protected data privacy, and equipping investigators with the right skills and fortifying AI systems against adversarial threats are the key to making AI a force for justice rather just a tool for deception. Next, we'll be exploring the role of human expertise in ensuring ethical and responsible AI deployment in forensic investigations is upheld. We've explored how AI can revolutionize digital forensics, but there's one critical aspect we can't overlook, and that's human oversight. AI-driven forensics must operate within the ethical boundaries, ensuring fairness, accuracy, and accountability. This is where human expertise plays an irreplaceable role. AI algorithms are not inherently ethical. They learn from data and that the data can be biased. If forensic AI is trained on flawed data sets, it can reinforce systematic biases, leading to unjust outcomes. This is why AI models must be carefully monitored, trained on diverse data sets, and developed with transparency. We need ethical guardrails to ensure forensic AI serves justice, not undermines it. But even the best AI models cannot function without expert interpretation. AI can process vast amounts of forensic data, but it lacks context, judgment, and ethical reasoning. A forensic AI model might flag a suspicious digital footprint, but it's up to a human investigator to determine its true relevance. AI-generated insights must be verified, cross-checked, and interpreted in the context of the investigation. This is why forensic teams need professionals who understand both AI investigative methodologies, ensuring that AI is a tool for truth, not a liability. That brings us to a crucial distinction. AI is an assistant, not a replacement. There is a misconception that AI will replace forensic investigators, but that's far from reality. AI should enhance human decision-making, not replace it. AI can detect patterns, process evidence, and flag anomalies, but it lacks the critical thinking and investigative instincts that an experienced professional brings to the table. The future of forensic investigations is more or less a partnership between AI and a human expert. AI does the heavy lifting, the forensic experts apply logic, ethical reasoning, and investigative experience to drive justice forward. To ensure forensic AI remains fair and unbiased, we need clear ethical frameworks. We need a skilled human oversight, and we need responsible AI for development. So now let's shift our focus to the future trends and the innovations shaping AI within this cyber forensic landscape. As cyber threats continue to evolve, so must our forensic capabilities. The future of digital forensics is driven by cutting-edge innovations, from AI-powered tools to blockchain integrity solutions, and even quantum computing. Let's explore these emerging trends that will define the next era of our forensic investigations. The first is what we have is how AI is already transforming digital forensics, right? And this is where we have the AI enhanced forensic tool sets. But the role is to expand even further as time progresses. The future AI-driven forensic tools will not only analyze data, but also predict cybercrime patterns. It's going to automate evidence correlation and even reconstruct crime timelines with high precision. And so imagine a forensic AI system that can proactively detect anomalies, identify potential cyber threats, and assist investigators in real time. This will significantly reduce investigation times and improve the accuracy. While AI accelerates investigations, we also have blockchain and how blockchain will serve and support data integrity. One of the biggest challenges in digital forensics is ensuring the authenticity and integrity of the evidence, right? Blockchain technologies provides a tamper-proof, a decentralized ledger that can securely store forensic data, preventing manipulation or unauthorized access. We do this by time-stamping forensic evidence and ensuring an immutable audit trail. Blockchain can enhance the credibility and reliability of digital investigations. This will be crucial in court proceedings, where digital evidence integrity is often challenged. But as forensic tools evolve, so do cyber threats, especially with the rise of quantum computing. Now, quantum computing has the potential to revolutionize cybersecurity, right? But it also poses new risks. Its ability to break traditional encryption methods could render current forensic techniques completely obsolete. On the flip side, quantum computing has the potential to revolutionize forensic investigations by enabling rapid analysis of vast data sets, revealing intricate connections, and advancing encryption standards that can basically withstand even the most sophisticated cyber threats. As this technology evolves, forensic professionals must proactively prepare for its transformative impact. As these advanced technologies emerge, forensic investigators will need to be smarter and faster and understand ways that they need to document their findings more efficiently. Investigators often spend hours manually compiling forensic reports. Anybody who has been a forensic investigator understands. But AI-powered reporting tools will streamline this process. AI can auto-generate customizable forensic reports. It can summarize the key findings and even visualize the data trends. Now, this will make it easier for forensic teams to present their case in a more clear and structured manner. This will also enhance collaboration, reducing workloads, and ensure that forensic insights are communicated effectively. The future of digital forensics is a fusion of AI, blockchain, quantum computing, and automation. To prepare for this shift, forensic teams, they'll have to be smarter and work more efficiently. As we wrap up today's discussion, let's reflect on some of the key themes that we have discussed, right? We talked about the success of these technologies is not just about the advanced algorithms of automation, it's about the partnerships, precision, the visualization, the teamwork, and the ethical AI implementation. At the heart of AI-powered forensics is collaboration, whether between forensic analysis, cybersecurity experts, or AI developers, or even policymakers. Working together is essential to ensure AI is being used responsibly and effectively for all investigations. But collaboration is only effective when paired with the precision of a forensic investigator. AI helps forensic professionals examine the digital evidence with greater precision and greater efficiency, detecting patterns, anomalies, and links that manual methods might miss. However, human oversight remains critical to validate AI-generated findings and to ensure accuracy. AI can process vast amounts of data, but to make sense of it, we need effective data visualization. Now, if raw data is meaningless, unless we can interpret it more effectively, then we don't really have an investigation. So AI-driven forensic tools provide an interactive visualization that can help investigators see trends, connections, and anomalies at a glance, making data-driven decision-making faster and more reliable. But beyond data and tools, it's the people behind them that make the real impact. Forensic investigations require diverse expertise, AI engineers, cybersecurity analysts, law enforcement, and legal experts who must work as a team to effectively solve cybercrime. AI is a tool, but it's the people who drive the investigations forward. AI can process massive volumes of data and automate forensic workflows, but it must be transparent, explainable, and ethical. As we embrace AI-driven forensics, we must ensure fairness. We must prevent bias, and we must uphold privacy standards. AI should enhance justice, not compromise it. As we look to the future, AI will play a huge role in digital forensics. However, it's the success that depends on the collaboration, the precision, and the teamwork, along with the ethical implementation. By embracing AI as a tool, not a replacement, we can enhance forensic investigations, we can accelerate case resolutions, and we can build a more resilient cybersecurity landscape. Thank you for your time today. And now let's open the floor for questions and discussions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Benny, for delivering such an insightful and informative session. We found the webinar very engaging and hope it was valuable for you as well. Before we begin with the Q&A, thank you. I would like to inform all the attendees that this session is in sync with EC Council's Certified Hacking Forensic Investigator, that is CHFI program. EC Council's Certified Hacking Forensic Investigator certification is an ANSI accredited lab-focused program offering comprehensive and vendor-neutral training in digital forensics. Participants will learn to conduct computer forensic investigations using innovative digital forensic technologies and tools. The course covers the knowledge and skills that cybersecurity professionals need to analyze complex security threats. Certification holders will be able to help thwart cyber attacks by investigating, recording, and reporting cybercrime. EC Council's CHFI program is mapped to crucial cyber forensic job roles. LinkedIn, according to LinkedIn 2024, it lists over 3,600 plus digital forensic job openings worldwide. And according to PayScale 2024, it lists an average annual salary of $111,000 for CHFI certified professionals in the United States. If you're interested to know more, please participate in the poll, which is to be conducted now. Let us know your preferred mode of training and we'll reach out to you. So Benny, should we proceed with the question and answers?
Yes.
The first one. Can collecting data from AI be considered as a source of trust?
Great question. Absolutely. One of the major concerns with AI and using AI is where the data is being stored. And obviously with DeepSeek out here, where their servers are actually stored, it's posing a lot of privacy concerns. So yes, it is going to add more concerns than help, I think, in the future. But certainly that's a major problem that we have as of today.
Great. We'll go with the next one. We all know that AI has some issue regarding the quality of the data that we can get from it, like hallucinations. As a forensic investigator, how can we manage this and avoid any analysis mistake?
Excellent. So in the last slide, I had alluded to why investigators are still needed. The investigator is still the subject matter expert, right? So you're going to have to delineate between factual data and erroneous data, right? So that's typically where the investigator will have to decipher if that information is actually accurate and how that information can be supported.
Thank you. Which model do you run for your AI? And do you think running DeepSeek in a standalone sandbox is secure?
Great question. I'm sorry, could you answer or ask the first part of that question?
Sure. Which model do you run for your AI?
I have several confidential models and algorithms that I run. They are a variation of the common chat GPT. But then the second part, I think they were asking more or less about DeepSeek. DeepSeek is still, I consider DeepSeek in a more of a beta version. And I say that because we're still understanding the narrative of DeepSeek. Being that their servers are housed in different geographic locations, it's a little unclear as to where or how the data is being saved, right? And so then utilizing their models again is going to create more privacy concerns.
Thank you. How do you see whether current LLM technologies can aid in AI-driven cybersecurity?
I think it's only going to enhance and get better as these as these models enhance themselves, right? I think it will do two things. One, it will enhance our processes that we currently already have. It also will solve more problems, right? More challenges that we're seeing from a forensic perspective. But then two, on the flip side, people may have too much reliance on these models. And again, I think there is a false priesthood on, AI can do it all, which it can certainly enhance, but I think there's too much reliance on the models itself.
Thank you. Looking ahead with AI and ML evolving, what skills would forensic professionals need to stay relevant, sorry?
Yeah, so I would say if you are already a forensic SME or expert, I would just say utilize your tool sets, right? So the tools that we talked about in today's presentation, and there's thousands of other tools. Most tools nowadays already have the integration of AI. We talked about Splunk, we talked about Darktrace, we talked about Vectra. There's several other tools, right? CrowdStrike, they've had it out for a while. Sentinel, right? So it's more utilizing the tools, right? Be more familiar with the tools. That typically does a trick for your investigations. So for example, if you're doing a mobile investigation, right? Celebrite already has a lot of the AI capabilities out there. Get more familiar with some of those techniques using some of the tools.
We're getting too many questions flooding in, but we'll take last two questions for the day.
Okay.
What ethical concerns arise in using AI for forensic investigations?
Yeah, so again, when you're using AI, more than likely you are feeding some data sets into the platform, right? That poses a risk, right? Because some way, somehow, somebody is harvesting your data. So it's more of a privacy concern than anything else. The other thing is understanding the output of AI, right? If you're not a seasoned forensic analyst or investigator, some of the output may be foreign to you, right? And so this is where having the skill sets to understand the output is paramount, right? If you were to run a few queries on some batch files or script files, it may be foreign to you, right? If you're not familiar with going to GitHub and seeing the actual, scripts that are there, and then you're telling AI to run the script for you, you may not be familiar with that. So I would just say, keep to the basics, stick to the basics, understand a lot of the training that you already have, and just confirm with AI, right? Is this actually, if you're doing some PowerShell query or, and you ask AI to do that same query, just make sure that, it's accurate. AI can still make mistakes. So don't rely on it too much. But again, this is something just to assist you in your investigations.
Thank you. What are the future trends in AI and ML forensics, and how can students prepare for them?
Excellent. So there's several governing bodies who have training out there. And so obviously just look at social media. Obviously EC Council has several trainings that are available for all students. And obviously the CHFI has a lot of good context of AI models. It gets into a lot of the best practices, the legal considerations. So certainly the CHFI would probably be a great place to learn, understand all the modules that it basically embodies, and then to get certified. That will basically catapult you in your career to kind of go way above and beyond.
Okay, since we have few more questions, we'll continue. What are the biggest challenges in AI and ML forensics today?
The biggest challenges is, again, privacy. Um, when to use AI and when not to use it. I think that seems to be the biggest takeaway that I'm seeing in the field. I think a lot of individuals and organizations are relying too much on AI. Now, this could be because we don't have the bandwidth, we may not have the capability, right? So they're leaning heavily on AI more than ever.
Great. How do forensic analysts ensure AI-driven evidence is admissible in court?
It's admissible in court if we have the appropriate timestamps. Now, and by the way, this is an excellent question. Typically, most tools have to be authorized tools, right? That's why if you've followed me throughout the last webinars, I've talked about Axiom, we've talked about Celebrite, some of the other tools. These are approved and recommended tools. Tools that are not basically approved, quote unquote, or they're, how can I say, they're free or downloadable applications, they are not admissible in court. So when we say admissible in court, that means that it's approved, right? And so AI has to work in conjunction with a tool that's admissible, right? So Axiom, a Celebrite, a Encase, right? It's going to work with these tools to confirm the output.
Thank you. Are there any tools for cybersecurity that you know can contain AI and machine learning for education purpose?
Really, any of the tools can be used. Like I said before, Celebrity in case, FTK. Some of them are not commercially based or approved, but they can be used for learning purposes. Really, most of the tools that are out in today's market have a flavor of AI that's associated with them. So there's really no limitation in the overall landscape that we have today. Most of the tools have some type of AI, and I would say try to get your hands on as many as you can. Obviously, if you're enterprise, Azure has several AI, Microsoft has several AI. If you're at the enterprise level, if you understand with the Microsoft Purview functionality for investigations, if you're analyzing PST data, there's AI already there, right? So it just really depends on how deep you want to go into this. Some are more on the physical side of forensics, some are on the software side, right? So it just really depends on where do you want to go, where do you want to pivot. But most of the platforms that we have available to us today have a flavor of AI. And so I would say try to get as much exposure as possible. In the next 2 years, you will see even more to the point where they're going to force AI down everybody's throat if they're not familiar with it. So, yeah.
Great. How to balance the potential of tools in investigation?
So yeah, great question. This is where your expertise comes in, right? So if you are already an SME, right, you should already know like how do you preserve data, right? How do you collect it? Like you already have that documented, you understand the process. So AI is only enhancing or making it more streamlined, right? So when we say balancing it, it's more, think about AI is, if I don't know if you guys watch Batman and Robin, but basically it's just a sidekick, right? AI is just a sidekick. We can't completely rely on it, but it's just something to assist my effort, right? And so I think that's the biggest takeaway, right? We're going to use AI to assist in our investigations, but we're not going to overly rely on it. And so that's how you balance it out is, this is my scope, this is the plan, this is the objective. But at the end of the day, if I need this analysis on this report, I can use AI, right? It'll give me that report in about 3 seconds, but I still have to read that report and confirm the details in it.
Thank you. What are the key challenges in integrating AI and ML into forensic processes?
The key challenges is your methodology, right? So every investigator will have their own methodology. Some are by the book, some use standards and frameworks. Some are using like NIST 161 for incident response, and they will embed that into their algorithm, right? For the machine learning to understand, we're looking for preparation, we're looking for identification, like we're looking for the key steps. Others are more ad hoc, right? Where they allow AI to kind of create their own methodology, which I don't really rely on or recommend, just because AI can still make mistakes. It's not perfect, it's not foolproof. And this, again, this is where having the expert there to confirm and decipher whether or not this is accurate information or not.
Great. How can AI and ML assist with non-technical cyber crimes, linguistic-based cyber crimes such as cyberbullying, online harassment, etc.?
Excellent question. So it's going to give you different scenarios as to how you can approach, like for example, cyberbullying. It's going to give you approaches depending on your system, right? Obviously, if it's email based, if you're using Proofpoint or you're using ForcePoint for DOP, or whatever you're using, it's going to give you, depending on your tool sets, how you can circumvent that. So that's the easiest way. That AI, it's more solution based than anything else. But it's also depending on your prompts. It's going to learn how you operate, but it only can help you with the information that you provided, right? So it's going to really be key on what you're asking, what are you looking to achieve, and what is your outcome.
Thank you. So the next one, to avoid being push button forensic analysis and blindly trusting the results from forensic software, what do you recommend analysis? Do you verify the results outputted by the AI-based tools?
Correct. Yes. Excellent question. So yes, we would be verifying, right? So again, everything that AI is providing us is basically an output, right? But we have to analyze that output. So for example, if I were to put into a frame set, walk me through the best solution to to analyze data in Microsoft Purview, right? I should already be an expert as to what that looks like already, right? So if the AI model gives me something that's a little bit different, I can either analyze that to confirm, well, you know what, I never thought about this way to do it. And then two, if you actually try that method and it doesn't work, well, then there's your answer, right? So this is the reason why we have to confirm and also be an expert. Everything that it's providing me, I have to confirm it, right? It's not about relying 100% on the model itself, but it's me being the SME to confirm, can I take this approach?
That's great. Next one. How to apply computer forensics and artificial intelligence to our investigations and how to investigate incidents caused by AI.
Excellent question. So it's really going to come down to your tools, right? What tools are we using? So for most investigations, most of them should be automated. But in many cases, if you don't have budget, you don't have the tools, it's going to kind of not be self-worth to actually follow that path, because AI is, just think about AI is automation, right? So if we don't have the appropriate tools, there's really no value, right? So first is understanding the tools, but let's just say that we do have the tools in place, right? We have CrowdStrike, right? CrowdStrike has a great AI threat intelligence based. And so let's just say I'm looking at APT 28, right? Fancy Bear, Cozy Bear. It's going to give me all the details that I need on Fancy Bear. It does all the heavy lifting for me, right? The origin of Fancy Bear, where did it come from? What are they known for? Like, what sectors do they typically attack? It's going to give me some RAR rules, right? It'll give me some code that it's seen before. And it also is like a threat intelligence type of component as well. So now, and it also gives me a complete report. On the flip side, you have tools like VirusTotal, something that's pretty easy to use. It also has a flavor of AI that's integrated into its platform, where it gives me a lot of the code, the scripts of any nefarious actors, right? So again, it's going to come down to the tools, and it's going to come down to what I'm asking for, right? I could ask, have you seen this code before? Have you seen malicious outbound traffic, which is a common file or rule name for your SIM, right? And AI could actually, go through your SIM and figure out, all the malicious outbound traffic that this is seen in a predefined timeline, which is kind of cool, because that actually, if you're a SOC analyst, and I remember when I was years ago, we would have to go through, we would obviously consolidate the time, right? So from 8 a.m. to 12 or vice versa, and it's going to give me all the output, and we have to go through it manually, right? Now we get a full report of all that malicious outbound traffic that hit in that 4-hour window. So again, it's going to come down to the tools, it's going to come down to the logic, and it's going to come down to what is our outcome.
So we'll take finally the last two questions. And
Okay.
second last one, how to start and achieve proficiency in ethical hacking and start applying AI, ML, DL in cybersecurity?
Great question. So obviously, there's training, right? That's first and foremost, is to kind of bring your skills up to date, get more familiar with the landscape of CEH and CHFI, which is primarily a lot of the hands-on ability and the tools. Secondly is obviously understanding what is my objective. I think a lot of organizations or individuals, they're applying their own bias, which may not be the appropriate. So typically you would have some type of meeting with leadership, if this is at the enterprise level, as to what are we trying to achieve. And from that, I'm able to develop a standard or some type of output that I can put into a model. And then from there, it can learn what I'm trying to accomplish.
We'll go with the last one for the day, Benny.
Okay.
How does AI enhance threat detection capabilities, especially with regards to zero-day exploits and advanced persistent threats?
Excellent question. So one of the slides that I talked about was how is actually working with IPS systems. And so AI is able to detect before it even hits your network, right? Which is unbelievable. So imagine a intrusion prevention system that already is informing you of something that's going to happen 2 weeks from now, right? Or potentially happen 2 weeks from now. That's basically how AI is, in layman's term, is assisting with most SOC operations. It's already telling us, the end of March, this is potentially what could happen in your environment. And it's also giving you data about vulnerabilities within your environment, right? So we don't get the system patched, right? We see a major breach coming in 2 weeks, right? So that's essentially, and I know we're, for time, that's the easiest way to explain how AI is assisting, is how it interacts with IPS systems.
Thank you to our wonderful speaker, Benny, for answering those questions and for the great presentation and the knowledge that you shared to our global audiences. It was a pleasure to have you with us, and we're looking for more and more sessions with you, Benny.
Yes, thank you.
So before we conclude the webinar, Benny, would you like to give a short message to our audiences?
Just say thank you all for attending all 5 sessions. If you attended all 5, and thank you for this session. It's been a pleasure to speak on this particular topic. And thank you, EC Council, for a great hosting of me through all 5 presentations. And I look forward to continuing the effort. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Benny. It was a pleasure to have you as a speaker always.
Thank you, everybody.